Folks, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I'm here with the West Haven High School Blue Devils cheerleading junior captain, Emily Hennessey. Emily, welcome on the podcast.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Happy to have you on, Emily. Now, let's start this off. You're one of the few sophomore captains now coming out that you're going to be a junior captain. But before all of this, though, there was one point where you wanted to quit cheer. How did it get to that point to where you are now?
Yeah, so coming into the high school, I actually didn't even want to go to West Haven High. I wanted to go to an art school, and I wasn't going to do cheer because I was going to pursue an acting career, I guess. And I was like, cheer's not for me anymore. You know, I've been doing it. But going into high school, I never thought that I would be a good fit for the high school cheer team, and I really, I wasn't interested. But last year, my freshman year, they started doing, workouts before, and I started coming, and then, the team grew on me. They're all my friends, so I ended up joining the team, and it's crazy to think that I almost quit, and none of this, would have happened.
Crazy is the true definition of that. So you're saying that you almost quit cheer to become an actor, you end up staying in cheer, and now here you are, one of the captains of the team, really at the highest point of your cheerleading career right now, correct?
Yes.
That is awesome to hear that you stayed in with things. Now, at any given opportunity, if someone gave you an opportunity, would you balance acting and cheer, or are you just going to stick to cheer?
Well, yeah, right now, I'm in the West Haven High School Theater Workshop, but I do both, and it's fun, and even last year I was in the play last year, but it is a lot to balance, so it is a struggle sometimes, but yeah, I do both.
That's awesome. Now, when it comes to being a cheerleader, what really comes with it? Of course, you got to show up to the games, cheer on the team, but what really goes on behind the scenes?
Yeah, so it's a lot of commitment. In the summer, you come in May for tryouts, so 8th graders will come in from May. And around August, we go to cheer camp, which is an overnight camp in another state, so that's a lot. There's a lot of practice and a lot that goes into going to the games. It's not just I feel like a lot of people think that it's just you come to the games and that's it, but it's a lot of work that goes into it.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of work, a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff going on there. 100% you got to be dedicated to that. That takes up a lot of time. Biggest thing I got to ask you is, at the football games, it's the cold, chilly months, and you're out there, the cheerleaders out there cheering on the team, whether they're winning or losing. What kind of mindset do you have to have really going in, being out in all kinds of weather, really hot or cold when it comes to cheerleading?
I mean, it's definitely hard, especially when they're losing. It's hard to cheer them on. But what I do is I go out there and I think about, I know it's crazy to say, but I don't really think about the team. I think about what the crowd, the whole point of the cheerleaders is to cheer on the team, also to get the crowd going. So when the football team's not doing so well, it's more, I think about the crowd and getting them engaged in the game.
Yeah, definitely, and personally me, been doing the high school games since, if I'm correct, 2019. Cheerleaders have always been there in regular weather and in the craziest weather. And I got to give it to you cheerleaders. You guys don't back down. That is dedication right there at its finest. And you're able to ramp up the crowd, I've been there when the team's losing by more than one score and you got the crowd going.
Yeah, and even when it's cold, we all come prepared. For the Thanksgiving game this year, I had on 3 shirts and my warm-ups, and I was ready for the weather. You just have to take whatever is thrown at you, really.
Yeah, definitely being prepared before going into what is in a way your own game day, because that cheerleading definitely takes a lot of physical work.
Yeah.
Now, I want to touch on some basketball. Now, when you're not cheering, you're actually the team manager of the Blue Devils girls basketball team that's having an absolutely amazing season so far, one of the best teams in the state. Most likely going to go very deep into the playoffs. What really comes with being a team manager?
So, basically, I travel with the girls. I go to their away games, but I also stay for their home games. You might see me as a back holding the iPad. I get their highlights so that they can post and have highlights, and they can watch their film. And for away games, I do the scorebook. So, it's a good experience because, I didn't really know that much about basketball. I've always been a football girl, so I learned a lot about basketball. And also, it's a great team experience. I'm not on the team, but I hang out with them all the time, and they're all my friends. So it's a great experience.
Well, Emily, without a doubt, you actually play a huge part of the team, whether you know it or not. That's awesome. But how did you get to that point, though, where you became the team manager?
So, my best friend, Isabella Fiorillo, she's on the team. She was starting last year. She's starting this year. We always joked with Coach Moriarty and Coach Carden about me being team manager so I could hang out with them. But Coach Moriarty came up to me and said, hey, we're looking for someone. Would you like that position? And I was like, absolutely.
That is awesome. Definitely taking those opportunities right there. Now, when it comes to away games, what's really your mindset going into it? Is it, what would you compare the same to the players? It's an away game. It's of course, any game's a huge game, but what are you really thinking on the ride there?
Yeah, I always think away games are harder for teams because you're used to playing in your home gym. But, the girls are really great, and they always power through, even if it's a hard game. Like when they played at North Haven, they powered through that, and they're a really great team.
Yeah, and the cheerleaders, as a whole, they cheer for the boys' basketball games, if I'm correct. So you're in that basketball scene, whether it's being the team manager or being a cheerleader, you're still at the courts.
Yeah, so being team manager also helped me cheering because now I actually really know what's going on in the basketball game, so I can cheer for it. Last season I had no idea what was happening, so I would just kind of be like, go Devils, but now I really understand the game.
That's awesome. Now, kind of got to put you on the spot now. Between cheerleading and being a team manager or just being around basketball as a whole, which one would you say is your favorite or the one that you look most forward to?
Oh, definitely cheer, just because I love football. It's my favorite. So I love being on the field. Even if, cheer has a lot more work to go into it and, a lot of hard work and effort. I love cheer. I love cheer.
That's very awesome. All about the heart and soul. You definitely have the heart, and it's been a huge part of your life, cheerleading. Now, Emily, before we go, is there anything that you would like to say? Anyone that you would like to thank or shout out?
I just want to say thank you to you for having me on.
Oh, thank
I feel like
you.
no one understands the hard work that goes into cheerleading. So thank you for giving me this platform to talk about it.
Well, thank you for that. True honor to have you on, Emily.
Thank you.
Thank you. Folks, once again, that was Emily Hennessey, the junior captain on the Blue Devils cheerleading squad, also the team manager of the Blue Devils girls basketball team. Very busy person. Emily, thank you for coming on.